Yes guys, welcome back to Hair System DIY. I'm your host Adam. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you're not freezing your arse off like I am right now. Just whack the central heating on. It's getting really cold this time of year. That's not the only reason I'm actually wearing a woolly hat. It's because it's cleanup day. As you can see, I've just shaved my head. I'm going to be doing a rebond later. So what we're going to talk about today, I wanted to talk about something which is really good at stopping your hair from getting lighter, which it naturally does over time. This is a big problem for a lot of us, especially when you get to 3-4 plus months into wearing your unit. You tend to notice that it tends to get lighter. There's a number of reasons behind that, and there's a couple of solutions for it. I'm going to discuss a really easy solution. It's a semi-permanent solution, but it's a lot easier and it doesn't really require much expertise. Okay, so why does it happen? There's a number of reasons. If you get it in summer, it's more than likely because you're getting too much sunshine on the hair. Remember guys, this hair is very heavily chemically processed. Even Remy hair is processed to an extent, and as a result it tends to get lighter with time. It fades. It doesn't have anything holding that color that it first came with when it was light and soft and it perfectly matched your hair color. That tends to fade over time. So what I've decided to do, and this is a fairly new addition for me, and funnily enough I came across it by chance. I thought you get 3-4 months out of a hair system and then boom, either you have to dye it and risk dyeing the base, which no one wants to do, or you just got to get onto the next system. There's actually a solution which doesn't require either of those things. And in my experience, my recent experience, it can get you at least another 2 months out of the system because it doesn't really dry out that much either. It's called hair depositing shampoo. It can also be called hair depositing conditioner, but basically they do pretty much the same thing. The one that I use is called hair depositing conditioner. No, it's not. It's called hair depositing shampoo, what we're talking about. And it looks like this. So the brand that I've got is called 4 Seasons, and the colour is chocolate. Now my hair colour isn't actually chocolate, I'll show you. So my bio hair is more of a very sort of, I suppose because we've got natural light coming in behind the camera, it doesn't really sort of makes my head look actually lighter than it really is. In normal light, it's a sort of a very light brown. So it's not a chocolate colour, but you don't need to have a chocolate colour for this to actually work really well, because it basically works with the colour that the system is starting to go, and it sort of lightens it from there. The longer you leave this on, the sort of darker it goes. So at the moment, I use this about once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. It depends on how much lightning's gone on. So I tend to try and get on top of this early doors. The first sort of sign I get that the hair's going a bit lighter, I will use this and I'll whack it on for about a minute. And remember what I said earlier, the longer you leave it on, the darker the tone will go. But the great thing is that it's semi-permanent. So even if you fuck it up, it's not going to be around forever. It does start fading the effect probably after about 2 to 3 weeks. So it's not the end of the world. Please don't panic guys if you sort of mess it up first time round. I did, and it went a little bit too dark, but then it sort of balanced out again, and I sort of learnt my lesson, much like when you're sort of starting off actually doing your own sort of rebond and clean. You sort of mess up a couple of times, and then you get better, and you get better, and you know, practice makes perfect. It's an old cliche, but it's really true. So yeah, I leave it on for about a minute or so, and I do that about, at the moment I do it about once a week around my sort of usual routine with conditioning, leave-in conditioner. I do have another shampoo which I tend to use when I'm not using this, but yeah, it doesn't dry out the hair either. So I've got a model, which is the model which I'm currently wearing at the moment. Now, this model I started wearing I think in June. So it's, you know, we're coming up to 5 months old. And as you can see, there's not really much fade on that at all. This is a natural number 7. This is what it came as, a 7 color. Let me show that out to the camera. Again, it tends to look a little bit brighter than it would in normal light conditions because the sunlight's sort of coming through the window past the camera, but it's really held the color quite well. So if you, this is going to be the best example, but let's see what we can do. If you sort of match it to, I'll see how, if I can get as close to the camera as possible. If you see, we can sort of get it to, I wish that the sun wasn't shining behind the camera because it makes my hair look lighter. But yeah, as you can see, if you look at the top bit there, which is where I tend to sort of cut it just before the skin fade, where I have it a little bit longer, you can see the color's not that different. Usually after 4 months, 4 or 5 months, I'm getting some serious lightening in the hair. Serious lightening in the hair, and people actually say to me, have you dyed your hair? And I'm like, yeah. Even though I haven't, it just goes naturally lighter. It tends to go blonde or, you know, occasionally sort of like a gingerish sort of color. So you can see that after 4 to 5 months, we're getting a much better result here. And this is why I think that this is going to be a permanent addition for me because, you know, I've always advocated make the most of your hair systems. They are expensive. They're delicate. You want to get as long as you can out of them. So this is definitely going to be a permanent fixture. There are other brands out there. I'm only plugging this one because it's the one that I own. I'm not sponsored by this company or anything like that, but this is the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. It was about £12, and this has lasted me so far about 2 months, I think. Month and a half to 2 months, using it about once a week to once every 2 weeks. And I use a fair bit as well. I do use a fair bit of this. So if it's something which you are having problems with, the lightening, and you want to get longer out of a system which you've invested a fuckload of money in, I really do recommend that. So that's all I've got for you today, guys. I hope you found it really insightful. I hope maybe that this might be a new permanent fixture for you if you do suffer from the sort of lightening hair and you want to get more time out of your system. I hope you found that super helpful. Please do subscribe if you are enjoying my content. Give my videos a thumbs up. Helps me out in those YouTube algorithms, helps other people sort of find this information that could be really in need of it. And I will speak to you very soon. Till next time, guys. Bye for now.